Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve Codeforces problem K for the price of 1. Before we start looking into the problem details, some examples and the Java solution for this problem, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people who are preparing for any type of Java J2 interviews and coding interviews. You will find a lot of helpful videos that can help you in your interview preparation and your coding interview preparation on my channel. You will find like more than 250 different varieties of solved coding problems which were previously asked by Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Yahoo and many other big tech companies, and those problems are solved and explained with whiteboarding sessions and example Java code. So you can go through them and this can definitely help you in your coding interview preparation, and there are also videos for your Java interview preparation, so this channel can definitely be helpful to you, so please subscribe to the channel. So let's go through the K for the price of one problem statement first, then we'll go through some examples and then we will propose our solution for this problem. So this let's start from here. Like Vasya came to a store to buy goods for his friends for New Year. It turned out that he was very lucky. Today offer K of goods for the price of 1 is held in store. So remember that the K is equal to 2 in this problem, right? So it's a fixed K is equal to 2 is given to us. So using this offer, Vasya can buy exactly K of any goods, paying only for the most expensive of them. Vasya decided to take this opportunity and buy as many goods as possible for his friends with the money as he has. So basically what it means is, let's say there is a item, let's say $10, right? And there is a cheaper item, let's say $5. He can, if he is buying a $10 item, then he can automatically get the $5 item for free basically, right? So that's what it means basically. So more formally, for each good, its price is determined by AI, the number of coins it costs. Initially, Vasya has P coins. He wants to buy maximum number of goods. Vasya can perform one of the following operations as many times as necessary. Vasya can buy one good with the index I if he has currently enough coins. After buying this good, the number of Vasya's coins will decrease by AI, right? So the cost of that item that he bought, it will be decreased basically by that amount, right? So Vasya can buy a good with index I and also choose exactly K minus 1 goods, the price of which should not exceed AI basically, right? So which means that he can get K minus 1. So K is 2 in this example always, right? They have given us. So which means that one good he will buy, it should not exceed the cost that item that he bought basically, right? So it should be equal to or less than that cost. So it will get it, that item free, he will get it, right? So if he currently has enough coins, thus he buys all the K goods and his number of coins decreases by AI. So please note that each good can be bought no more than once. So for example, they have given us one example here. So n is equal to 5 goods and a1 is 2, a2 is 4, a3 is 3, a4 is 5 and a5 is 7, right? And k is equal to 2. So this one is the first example that they gave us here. So this is the first example. We are going to take this example on the whiteboard in details and I will explain you. Let's first quickly go through what they have given us. We will again see this example on whiteboard for the better understanding. So k is equal to 2 and he has 6 coins, right? So now what he want to buy maximum amount of goods. So let's say he buys this 2, right? So once he buys this 2 item, then his coins will be 4. So now he has a ability to buy 4 items. So he can buy this a2 is equal to 4, right? So once he buy this a2 is equal to 4, he will get this a3 is equal to 3 for free basically, right? Because one item is free, which is less than this cost. So he will get these 3 items with coin 6, right? A1, A2 and A3, correct? So that's why 3 is the answer for this one. So as you can see, 3 is the answer for the first example. This is the same example that they gave us here. So let's first understand what the input they are giving us. So npk is given, so as you can see, n is number of items, which is 5, right? I'm highlighting it here. And then p is number of coins, so he has 6 coins in the beginning, and k is equal to 2. So as you noticed, k is always 2. Basically they already told us that k is always 2, right? So which means that he buy one and the other item equal or less price is you will get free, right? Buy one get one free, something like that basically, right? So after NPK, the next line they have given us is the prices of goods, right? So there are 5 goods or 5 items, and these are the prices of those items that is given to us. And output is the maximum number of goods that Vasya can buy from these coins. So let's take this example over here. So this one, right? So 5, 6 and 2, and this is the given array. So this array is the prices of the 5 items that we have, right? So our target is to get maximum items from these coins, right? Maximum as much as we can. So for that, what we will do is, first we will take this prices array and we are going to sort this array, right? So as you can see, this is the sorted array basically of prices 2 3 4 5 6 4 5 7, sorry. So after the sorting is done, what we will have to do is we have, like, basically we how we will be solving this problem is, either we can pick this item, right? Sorry, we can pick the item starting from here, or we can pick a item starting from here, right? So these are the two things we can do. So after the sorting is done, let's say we pick this item, let's say from 3, right? So once we pick this item, let's say from 3, then our coins p is equal to 6 in the beginning. So after picking the item 3, we will subtract the 3, because then 3 will be the remaining coins for us, and the items, let's say I is the items, right? So items will be 2 here, right? Items will be 2 because 3 we will get this one item free basically on 3, right? So after this one is done, we will have to go from this point to the next point is 5, basically we will check, right? And why we are doing the next point as 5? Because we always wanted to make sure that one, if we can buy this item with 5, then we will always automatically get the 4 free basically, right? So we will always use this alternate thing, right? So after 3 is done, we will check with 5. 5 we cannot buy, we have only 3 coins left, so basically we will get maximum 2 items, right? If we are starting from 3, we will get maximum 2 items. So now let's just let me just rewrite this array. We will now start from the 4 basically. So let's this is our array, right? 2 3 4 5 and 7. So now, so we have two choices. So first choice we calculated, we got 2 items. Now we will try our second choice. The second choice is we will start with this item basically, right? We will start from this item. And when we are starting from this item, we will, first thing is we will check the price of this before we go there, right? So we have item there, it is 0 in the beginning. So for the 2 item, now price is here, right? Price is 6. So now the item with price 2 we can buy, so we will buy this 2 and our item will become 1, and then price will become 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4, right? 4 is the price. So we will take this 4 price and we will go alternate, right? We will go start from this point now, not previously we started with 3, right? 3 point. Now we can start with 4 point. So we have 4 points, we can buy this item. Once we buy this item, we are going to get this item for free, right? So 2 items will be increased. So now our items become 3. After that we will go alternate, right? We will go and check if we can buy 7. Now we have only 4 minus 4, which is 0, right? So amount of coins left is 0, so we cannot buy anything more. So items we can buy with this approach is 3 basically, right? So we have two choices. So we first choice gives us 2, second choices gives us 3, right? 2 and 3. So we will take maximum from these 2 and 3, which is 3 basically, right? So this is our logic to solve this problem. So 3 is the answer. As you can see, this is the first example we took, so 3 is the answer, right? So now I created one other big example here. So here we have total number of items 8, and the coins we have is 11, and k is equal to 2. K is always equal to 2, they already told us, right? So this is just by coincidence that the prices are sorted, but anyway, however the prices are given, we are going to always sort the prices. So this is the sorted prices basically, right? So this is the sorted prices. So we always have two choices. So let's go with our first choice now. So we have a number of items here, and we have number of coins, right? So we have total 11 coins. So in the first approach, in the first choice, we will always start with this element, the first element, like 0 and 1. So 1th element basically in the array. So here we will check if the price is less than this one. Yes, so we will buy this item, so our coins will reduce to 9, and once we buy this 2, we will get 1 free, right? Because it's lesser than 2. So our items already got is 2. Now we will do alternate, right? We will go from this 2 to 4 now. Now we will check if 4 is less than this 9. Yes, so we will buy this item. So 4 minus, so now 5 coins will be remaining. Once we buy 4 item with price 4, 3 will be free. So we will again get 2 more items here. So now we got 4 items already. Now again we will go alternate. We will check here. So now 6 is not, so 5 coins is already there, right? So 6 we will check. So 6 is not less than 5, right, in this approach. So we will just get 4 in this approach basically, right? So another approach now we will go. So this approach gives us 4 items. Let's go with the another approach. I'll rewrite the array, which is the sorted array. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is the sorted price array. Let's try with our another approach now. So again, item is 0 in the beginning, right? Item is 0, and then price, sorry, the coins that we have is 11, right? Coins we have 11. This time first we always check this first item price. So it is less than 11, so we can buy this item. So now our coins are 10. Our items is 0 to 1. Now item became 1, right? Item become 1. So we will now, we started with this item, now we will start with this item in the second approach. So 3 is less than 10, so we will buy this item. So it becomes sorry, the 10 minus 3, which is equal to 7. So we have 7 coins now, right? 7 coins are there, and we will buy this item, so we will get this item for free. So these are the two items that we got it for free. So total items is 3 now. So again we will go alternate here. So here we reached 5. So 7 coins are available, so we can buy 5. So 7 minus, I'll write it here, 7 minus 5, right? So 2 coins are left now. So we can buy this 5 item, and 4 price item is free because it's less than 5. So again we added 2 into our items. So total number of items is 5 now. Again we will go alternate with this one. So 7 is so 2 is not more than 7, right? So we cannot buy this item. So maximum number of items we can buy is 5 with this approach, and 4 with this approach, right? First approach is 4, second approach, second, sorry, not approach, first choice is 4, and second choice is 5, right? So we will take 4 comma 5, and we will take maximum of that, right? Max. So maximum is equal to, the answer will be 5. So there are 5 items which we can buy maximum, right? So this is how we can solve the Codeforces problem k for the price of 1. So let's take a look at the Java code now for this solution. So npk is given to us. This is the example we just saw. This is the array of prices. So first thing is we are going to sort the array of prices, right? After that we will create count1 variable and temporary variable. So this is our first choice that we are taking here, right? This is the first choice. So we will start with item 1, and we will as you can see, in our first choice we always started with item 1 here, right? And then that's what we are doing here also. As you can see, I is equal to 1 and I is less than n. I will be increased by 2 basically, right? So that's what you can see here. We are going jumping 2 basically, right? Here 2. Why we are doing the 2? Because Once we can buy this item, it means that the past item, the previous item also we will get free basically, right? So that's why we are doing like that. So here we will check if the temporary means if the number of coins left, right, the coins left, if it is greater than equal to the price, then we will increment the count by 2 and we will decrement our coins by the amount of AI basically, right, AI. And if that is not the case, we'll just break out, right? And at the end we will have one count one variable, right? So count one variable is this 4. So this logic that we did first is actually this 4 basically, right? So this is the logic. So 4 is the count one variable here, which is the result of first choice, right? Now our choice, second choice, we will again initialize the temp to our initial value of p, which is 11, right? P is 11, so we are reinitializing it to 11 here, and after that we are creating count to variable for our second choice. Now this second choice, right, that we did second choice, and this 5 is the count to variable now that we will be looking, right? So first value we will check always this value, and we will buy that item. So as you can see, first item we are checking and we are buying that item basically. So count 2 will be 1 in that case, and temporary will be, means temporary in the sense is our number of coins will be decreased by the amount of the first item's value or price, right? And after that we will start our iteration with I is equal to 2. As you can see here, we started here, this is I is equal to 2, right? This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and then we will jump by 2 basically. So that's what we are doing here also. So whenever we can we have enough coins in our hand, we will try to buy that ith item, and we will increment our count to variable by 2, and we will decrement the money at our hand will be decremented by the price of the item that we just bought, right? If this is not the case, we'll just break out, right? And then we have count 1 and count 2 both accessible. Now we will just take maximum of those values, right? So that one will give us um, the maximum number of items we can buy. So that's what we are trying to find out, right? In the output you can say the maximum number of items that Vasya can buy. So let's go ahead and let's execute this code snippet. So as you can see, 4 is the first count, 5 is the second count, and maximum of 4 and 5 is 5, right? So this is the same example. First count is 4, as you can see here. Second count is 5, as you can see here. So maximum of 4 and 5 is 5, right? So 5 is the answer, which is correct answer. So let's take another example that they gave us. The first example 5 6 2, and then let's just modify this one quickly. So it is 5 6 and 2, and this is the input array that they have already given us. So let's just run this another example and make sure it works. So in this case count 1 is 2, count 2 is 3, so maximum will be 3, right? So 3 is the answer. So this is the example we saw, the first one, this is first one, and 3 is the answer that we got, which is the correct answer. Let's just make sure we see another example. Let's say this, let's take this example now. So 5 13 and 2. So let me just modify this one, 5 13 and 2, and these are the prices that we have been given. So let's just let's give it a run now. So 4 is the answer, as you can see here. Let's make sure it's correct. So this is this answer, right? This example 4 is the correct answer, as you can see here. So we have executed couple of examples. Our solution is working fine for the Codeforces K for the price of one problem. So I'm going to put this Java code solution on my GitHub account and give you the link into the description. You can check it out from there. On my GitHub account, you will find lot of other problems solved and in Java. So the Java solutions you will find for a lot of other problems. Check it out as well. So if you are new to my channel, there is a Codeforces playlist on my channel which has over 70 solved Codeforces different varieties of problems explained with whiteboarding session and examples. You can go through them. Also, when you are looking into any videos, please go from the beginning to end, because it's easy for understanding once you watch the complete video. If you just start in the middle, then you don't understand the complete logic of the problem, right? So it's better to watch the complete video. um, Also, if you like this video, if you find it helpful, and if you like the way it's created with whiteboarding session and examples and Java code, please give it a like. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important for the channel, because that is the way the videos can reach to more people who need help in solving coding problems. They can also watch these solved coding problems videos and understand how to approach different varieties of problems using Java, and what data structures, libraries, and Java classes to be applied to solve different coding problems. The main goal of the channel is to help as many people as possible in their coding problems and in their Java J2E interviews. So if you like this video, please give it a like, share this video with your friends and colleagues, and check it out the GitHub codes and solutions, and practice it, and also practice with different unit test cases also for your better understanding. And thanks for watching this video.